In this video, I challenge myself to beat Terraria, but every item sold by NPC are randomized. So, will I be able to beat the Moonlord? Let's find out. Also, these will be the mods that I'll be using. And for the sake of the challenge, I can't purchase any coins from the shop because they will kinda break the game, and I can't use Zenith because it will make the game easy, and I can only use one NPC shop 4 times. After that, I can't use a specific NPC. So I started to build houses for NPC. This is what I want to make because they are quite easy to build, but I messed up and I need to rebuild again. Then I finally completed some houses for NPC to move in. After that, I went to the right side of the world. Then the game made me realize I shouldn't go to the right side. As I was organizing my inventory, the merchant moved in. And remember this for later on. Then I went to the left side of the world, and inside the living tree I found a flint staff. Then I collected these items because every item that can be sold for money is free money. And as I was mining some cactus, the demolitionist moved in. Then I went underground to hopefully find loot. Then I found a desert chest underground. So I stopped and checked to see what was inside. But then the monster decided it was a fun prank to attack me. I tried to run away, but I really wanted the loot inside. So I placed some blocks to block off the enemy. But instead I was eaten alive by the worm. And also I'm using this mod, which plays random songs when I die. So I could die and have the enemy Fortnite dance on me. After that, I crafted the furnace, then the cactus armor and a cactus sword. So I can at least do 10 damage instead of 6. Then I upgraded my pickaxe and crafted the tin helmet. But even doing that wasn't enough to stop the enemy from killing me. Then I went back and collected the drop coins. Then finally opened the chest and found a desert boot in it, which will be really helpful. Then I found an ancient chisel in the next chest and was killed by the ants. Then I started digging and found a mushroom biome where I found a magic mirror, and on the next chest I found a desert corns, which will be really helpful to me. Then once again the ant thought it would be a great idea to send me back home. Thank you, ant. After that, I went back and collected some loot from the chest, and after seeing the number of enemies, I thought maybe I should go home. Then I used the life crystals to increase my health. After that, I used the desert corns to go to the ocean. Then I collected some shells, because if you didn't know, these shells can be sold for a lot of money, and we never say no to money. Then I went to the ocean and opened some chests. Then I used the corns once again to go to the other side. Then collected some shells and went into the water to collect more items, and in doing so, I drowned to death. I went back to collect the gold coins. After that, I made some upgrades, then started to collect sand from the desert. And I was surprised to see that the same trick in Minecraft does work on Terraria as well. With the help of torches, I collected a lot of sand, and I mean a lot of sand. With it, I crafted some glass. With the glass, I crafted a lot of glass bottles. Then with everything I had, I opened the NPC shop. And I got really lucky because I got a Tearspark boot on my very first NPC shop. Then I sold everything I had, but then I saw the lunar flare and I said fuck it. So I sold even the accessory and weapon and purchased the lunar flare, which now meant I was not only broke, but I also didn't have enough mana to use this weapon. Alright, I didn't waste money, it's a business expense. Then I went to the left side of the world and found a spear. So now at least I can attack even when my mana is low. After that, I collected some loot and went underground in the jungle and started to collect a lot of ores. Then inside the jungle chest, I found a cloud in a bottle, and on the next chest, I found an anklet of wind. I also found a life crystal, then I accidentally fell off, but luckily I had a cloud in a bottle, so at least I didn't die. I then mined a lot of ores. I also obtained a nature's gift, and it seems luck is on my side, at least for now. Then with even more looting, I went home and used the hard crystals to increase my health. Then I used the extractinator and reorganized my items. After that, I used the gravity potion, then found a sky island and opened the chest and collected the items. The traveling merchant was here, so I used the traveling merchant's shop. I didn't find anything on my first try, but on my next try, I got really lucky, so I sold all my items I had collected, then purchased the Seedler and the solar armor piece from him. As it turned into night, I summoned the Eye of Cthulhu. I guess it isn't a surprise, but I destroyed the Eye of Cthulhu with a Seedler like really easily. Then once again, after that I went in the corruption and broke 3 shadow orbs and started to one-hit the segment of Eater of Worlds. At this point, I wasn't even taking damage from 3 Hardmode bosses. So yeah, I defeated the boss, then crafted some armors and pickaxe to upgrade my gear, then I collected some stars, then opened some chests, collected more stars and crafted mana crystal to increase my mana capacity. It was about to become morning, but I still summoned the skeleton and I was able to easily defeat skeleton before it became daytime. Then I went into the dungeon and opened a locked chest which had a shadow key, then killed a lot of enemies. I also found a moving chest, so I used the key to open it, but what came out was completely useless slime. I guess it's cute but still useless. Then I collected even more loot from the dungeon. Then I guess my luck ran out. Then I started to dig a elevator, which took a while, but I finished it. And if you didn't know, clouds actually negate fall damage. So I placed some clouds to prevent me from, dying. After that, I collected some hellstone and a hellforge. Then collected some more loots. Then I forgot the obsidian skin potion had ran out and was incinerated. Then I collected more hellstones, like a lot of it. Then opened a lot of obsidian chests, which made my inventory full. So I went home and then I summoned Eye of Cthulhu and destroyed him to obtain more coins. Then I opened the miner's shop and found a summon for Eater of Worlds and an orichalcum pickaxe. So I sold everything and purchased the Eater of Worlds summon and a pickaxe. Then I summoned the Eater of Worlds in corruption, then proceeded to defeat him like 34 times. Then I collected everything that I had to sell. So I opened the miner's shop and found a horseman's blade. Then I sold everything and purchased the blade. I also purchased the orichalcum armor and mana flower. After that, I made a long platform in hell for a wall of flesh fight. Then killed the voodoo demon for voodoo doll, which meant it was time for Wall of Flesh now. And yeah, the Luna Flare was definitely worth it because it took more than half the health of the boss in an instant. Then I killed the Wall of Flesh using the Horseman's Blade, which meant it was time for hard mode. So I quickly grabbed the boss loot, then expanded my house for NPC. As it was night, I collected some stars, then I destroyed demon altars in corruption. After that, I collected some armor ores and farmed for enemies for source of light. Then I obtained some crystal shard and gelatin crystal. I also found the wizard underground, then collected my final hot crystal and some ores. And of course, the tavern keep was drunk on the ground. As I was searching for ores, I died. Amazing. Now remember this? Well, if you hold left click near this type of platform with a crystal shard, then well, the item duplicates, which is exactly what I did, as crystal shard can be sold for coins. Then I crafted the anvil. Then one of the luckiest thing happened to me. I had found a last prism and a vortex booster in a merchant store. So obviously I bought both of them. Then I opened the particle shop and found the nebula helmet there. Then I got nothing on my next try. But on my last attempt from the hairdresser, I got an Ankh shield and magic crystal ball, which are one of the best things in Terraria. I also purchased the nebula drill. With all these items, my overall gear got much better. Then I summoned the Queen Slime and absolutely destroyed her. Then once again for my satisfaction, I also obtained a blade staff from the Queen Slime. Then duplicated more crystal shards and obtained a lot of crystal shards. So I opened the NPC shop to purchase various items, where I found a celestial sizzle, but it was kind of useless to me. You will know later on. Then I used the light keys to summon mimics and defeated them to obtain mana potions, because this is the only way I know how to obtain mana potions without crafting them. Then I died underground. Then farmed for souls of light and souls of night for a while. Then crafted the boss summons for meg bosses. And first up is the twins. Started to attack with Luna Flare and it was able to take away their health really fast. Then I finished them off with a last prism. Next up I summoned the skeleton, which ended up being one of the longest fights in this playthrough. But of course I wasn't taking any sort of damage, so the fight went quite smoothly. And finally I summoned the destroyer, and it was one of the shortest fights in this playthrough. Then I purchased the celestial board. Now you might be wondering, why am I doing these bosses again? Well, my world got corrupted. Like it didn't save any progress of defeating the meg boss, but no worries, I defeated the boss quite easily. Then I made a small entrance to the golem's arena, and then searched for life fruits. Then I destroyed the Planetara's bulb, and even without an arena, the fight was quite easy because the Lunar Flare can hit enemies even through blocks. With that, the Planetara was defeated quite easily. Then I went into the jungle temple and summoned the Golem. At this point, I was really overpowered for every boss fight, and that's Golem down. Then I duplicated crystal shards and sold all of the items I had. And to my surprise, I found spectre bars, which meant I can craft spectre armor now. And thank God I duplicated the shard because these bars were super expensive. Then I obtained a desert tiger staff and a trader spark boot from the NPC shop. With this, I can't use half of my NPC to purchase any items. Finally, I crafted the spectre armor, which will be my final armor set. After that, I farmed for mimics, for mana potion because I had no mana potion left. Then I went to the dungeon and killed the cultist follower. But it seems I need more health and buff because I died with the cultist. So I went to the jungle and obtained the life fruits. Then I found simmer, so I collected a lot of life fruit, then dropped one life fruit and mana crystal in the simmer to obtain these items for permanent buff. Then I completely maxed out my health with the life fruits at 500, so I went back and killed the cultist follower. And with the most powerful laser beam in the existence, I defeated the cultist. Then I duplicated crystal shard one final time and proceeded to purchase various items for the final time. And with that, I can't use any of the NPC for loot anymore. Then I finally buffed up and used the celestial sizzle. And what's that? I can use the sizzles. God damn it! What does that mean? I have to do the pillars, which I obviously don't want to. Alright, so I went to the vortex pillar first, which was in the sand that I had dug previously. So fighting the enemies was super fun, which made me die to them. Then I died and died again. My hairs are about to fall off from the amount of death, and of course the goblin decided it was a perfect time to invade. So I defeated the goblin army and found the stinkerer underground, and I accidentally opened the shop which had nothing useful. Then I proceeded to finally reforge all my gears, which made me almost broke. Then I tried to defeat the Nebula Pillar because I thought I was invincible after reforging. So I died. Then I finally defeated the Nebula Pillar, then headed to the Solar Pillar and died. Then finally defeated the Solar Pillar and escaped away because I don't want to die. Then I went to the Stardust Pillar where I died again, and finally died. Then I thought, if I don't defeat Moonlord this try, I will have to do the pillars again, which I obviously don't want to. So as soon as I thought the Moonlord will spawn, I used the last prism in his eyeball, then beamed one of his eye to death, then once again used the last prism to delete his another eye, and finally I used the lunar flare to destroy his final eyeball, which meant the heart was open, so I attacked his heart with the lunar flare, then finally I defeated the Moonlord. And with that, the playthrough is finally over. Subscribe for more videos in future, and if you want me to do any challenges, then suggest them down below in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching.